Hey, BSHL fans, and welcome to another edition of the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. Here's your hosts, the Corys.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Corey, and I am also Corey. I flipped it around there. Nobody was ready for that one. How you doing, Corey?
Just gave me a brain aneurysm right there. What the hell's that?
You're welcome. How's your day?
Great. I'm feeling a lot better. Went for my walk earlier. That's it.
Good. That's it? That's all you got?
Watched a lot of Sopranos today.
That's good.
Got some notes done for all the projects and ready here to talk some BSHL. That's BSHL Senior Hockey League.
Perfect. I've been busy this week, busy with work. I'll share the story. I'm not a very big gamer anymore. Shut up, Votor.
This is my favorite story ever.
Not a very big gamer anymore, but I have really bad anxiety too. And I love Farming Simulator. When I used to have anxiety attacks, I'd sit there and play this stupid Farming Simulator game, just drive around a tractor or harvester and just like listen to podcasts or music. And it helped me through my anxiety attacks. So I got kind of, it's just something that I really enjoy. And about 6 months ago, I bought a steering wheel for it and a bunch of other crap. I don't want to talk about how much I've invested in this game, but anyway, so the new version comes out on Tuesday. So Monday we've got BSHL stuff. I told Corey I'm going to get everything done tonight. Corey took some pictures at the Amherst game. Great job. Posted those. That was awesome. Interviews with was it Malcolm Arsenault and Zach LeBlanc?
Yes, sir.
Posted those. Didn't post it. Forgot to post it, but edited them. Put them on the podcast. Got the podcast recorded. Last episode. Got the podcast recorded. Got everything up. Everything's good to go. Done. Yesterday, go to work. Unfortunately, still have to work. That's life for all of us, I think. If you're not working, I am jealous, but we're not quite there yet. So Corey's like, you work. You just don't work right now. So get home from work, and I'm telling Tracy the whole time, like, oh man, it was snowing. The drive was terrible. No, like, where did that snow come from yesterday? It was insane. But legit storm from Kokang to Bucktouche. Really bad visibility, just terrible. So we're driving slow. Finally, we get to Rexton, get off the highway, and exit early. And I was like, I'm tired of the highway. So I told Tracy, I'm like, oh my God, I'm only like 10 minutes away. Can't wait. And bring everything in, run upstairs, set up my steering wheel, play some of the farming game. Get to Rexton, no problem at all. The other side of the bridge, I'm like, man, it's awful dark here. Look at the Irving, it's dark as hell. So I was like, what's going on here? I'm like, there's no power. I'm like, oh my God, Tracy, there's no fucking power. And she's like, well, it's Rexton. We live in Rishabukto. It's probably fine. Get closer and closer, and the lights are off. And in that moment, I started to look up generators because I was like, clearly I should be investing in a generator. So got home, man, disappointed, texted Corey. His response was, ha, 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 which was very helpful. I appreciate that. He's You're welcome. Laughing, the prick. So I just went to bed.
It goes deeper than that because in all honesty, I felt bad for him because he had his day planned out. He told me the night before his day. He's like, I'm doing all this because I'm doing A, B, C, and D, and I want to make it to that D because I want to play that farming simulator when I get home from work. And on our BSHL group chat, his sister, who lives right next door to him, was like, I've been sitting here in the darkness for whatever. Corey's on the highway at this point, so Corey doesn't know. And it dawns on me that they have no power. And I'm like, oh, that poor guy. He is rushing home right now to play this game, and he can't.
Now, here's the thing. Let me talk about the ultimate karma in this world. Cheryl loves Destiny. My sister's a huge gamer. She plays Destiny a lot, and I'm a prick. All right, straight up. I'm not that nice of a person. I love a good rib. So Destiny would release this big content update. There'd be like weeks of getting into it. 3 weeks before, they got like a preview live stream. My sister's telling me everything about this game coming out. She's so excited for the updates. The game comes out, and I know the password to my parents' router. So I log into it, and I reset the router so it has to boot back up for 3 minutes. And I'm sitting in the chat with Cheryl, hearing her, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. Boom, she's gone. And then she comes back and she's pissed. And I let her load back into the game, and I tell her, like, oh, this is great. I'm already in. This is awesome. What's wrong? And then, boom, I bump her internet back off again. And I'd repeat that 2 or 3 times. And I did that for probably 3 or 4 releases in a row. And I don't know how she never figured out that, man, my internet really sucks on release day. But she didn't figure it out until I told her. So, yeah, this is a wee bit of karma. But that was my day yesterday, laying in the dark. Went to bed around, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Power didn't come back on until 1:30. I played Farming Simulator for about a half an hour this morning before work, and it's great. It's wonderful. I played for another half hour before I joined this podcast with this dickhead, and here we are.
And I'm sure he's going to play a little bit more once we're done.
It's already 8:15 at night. By the time I edit this and put the video together, I don't know how much time I'll have, but I'll probably try to squeeze in 15 or 20 minutes. That's for sure.
I remember when he got into this game, we'd like record a podcast, and we always stay on a little bit after shooting the shit and all that. And he'd be like to the side, frigging around with something. And one time, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm setting up my wheel.
No, that's not when I got into it. That's just when I bought my wheel a few months ago. Yeah, I've been playing this for like 7 years or something, 8 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. I first started with Farming Simulator 15, and 15. Then 15.
What number are they at?
This is 25, so it goes with the year that they're released, right? It's like hockey. So 15, 17, 19, 23, 25 is the way that it went. So I'm deep in. I enjoy it a lot.
Clearly.
People are going to rib me about that. I don't really give a shit. That's fine. And that was my day yesterday. So, you're welcome, everybody. Do you want to get into hockey now, Corey?
I would like to get into hockey, Corey.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So we already mentioned this in the last episode, but game of the week last week, I believe we went with Bucktouche versus the Peninsula.
Yeah.
That game, the comeback win from the JCs. They were down 4-1. In the third, they just climbed back up and won in overtime. So that'll be our choice for game of the week. Right before we started recording, the players of the week went up. Patrice Carmier, Robbie Graham, and Josh Russell for the forwards. Tommy Bezzo, John Hardy, and for the D-men, and Zach Leblanc, the goalie. Reasons, Patrice Carmier had 5 points in 2 games. Robbie Graham had 3 in 1. Josh Russell had 2 goals in 1. Tommy Bezzo, 3 points in 2 games. John Hardy, 2 points, including one of those being a goal in 1 game. And Zach Leblanc was just the best goalie this weekend. He only gave up 1 goal. And it was 20-something shots on net. So those are our choices. I can't wait to go look at the comments telling us how wrong we are. But, bring on the comments. We'll take it on the chin. Next up is games coming up for week 6. So on Friday, the Peninsula will be in Miramichi. I believe we will be there for that.
I think we will be. Yep.
On Saturday, Miramichi will be in Amherst. Possibility that we'll be there for that one. And Bucktouche will be in Dalhousie. The Friday game is at 8:15. Miramichi and Amherst is 7:30 for Bucktouche and Dalhousie. On Sunday, not a snowball's chance in hell we're missing this one.
No, not a chance.
The LC Puck Duck Hawks will be in Bucktouche to face the JCs at 6:45. After the beating that the JCs laid on the Hawks on their home ice, now the Hawks are coming into Bucktouche territory with a new team, basically.
Yeah.
This is going to be very interesting. That's going to be game of the week for me. I can almost guarantee it already, but that remains to be seen.
I will say, Trey Lewis will be suspended for that game for his hit to the head. So how does that play out? Trey is extremely important for the Hawks. Mm-hmm. I do think this is going to be a phenomenal game. I can't wait to get to it.
One more game on Sunday. Dalhousie will be in the Peninsula at 7:00.
Also going to be a great game.
Yeah.
So double rivalry games, really. Yep. Dalhousie and the Peninsula, great rivalry game. Hawks, JCs, doesn't get better than that for a rivalry game. Do you want to get into our picks for the weekend Vautour?
Yes. I went, where is it now? So for last week, or the last, for week five. We both went 2-2. I had the Peninsula. You had Miramichi. Miramichi won, so a point for Corey.
Yeah, buddy.
We both had LC Puck Duck, and LC Puck Duck won.
Yeah, buddy.
We both had the Peninsula. They lost. I had Bucktouche. You had Amherst, and Bucktouche won. So with that being said,
you must be 3-1, yeah? Oh no, this last Friday was a split. Never mind.
Yeah. So as of right now, I am 9-13, and Corey is 15-7.
Just holding on to that lead. Proud of that. I'd like to still thank my mom and dad for their guidance.
So games this week, 5 games. Miramichi and the Peninsula.
In Miramichi. I think Miramichi takes it on. No, you know what? I think the Peninsula wins on the road just because they're going to really want this game.
Okay. I got Miramichi.
All right. We're split up already. I love it.
We're split up. I think Miramichi has been doing a lot better than people thought. And I think this momentum keeps going. I think the Peninsula, they need to break out at some point and just become a cohesive unit.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's something not clicking. I don't think it'll be this game, but maybe a game coming up. Okay. So Miramichi in Amherst.
I think this is the Amherst win to break their losing skid.
I agree. I got Amherst winning. Just writing down Corey's as we go. Mine are already written down. Dalhousie versus Bucktouche in Dalhousie.
This is a hard one. So
it is.
Let's break it down. Bucktouche has just phenomenal team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dalhousie is extremely hard to play on home ice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough rink to go into. You're driving extremely far to get there. You're probably a little bit tired. I think I'm gonna take Bucktouche.
I am taking Dalhousie.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
I think. Give me 1 second.
Corey's coughing. We're hoping for the best. Corey's coughing. He's back.
There we go. I think Dalhousie takes. They need a win. They need a big win, and I think they get it here. I think it's going to be a close game. It could even go to overtime.
Yeah.
So next up, LC Puck Duck in Bucktouche.
It's an LC win.
I also have LC. I think this is the one weekend where Bucktouche kind of lets it go a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to last, but you can't.
This is a hard weekend for them.
Oh yeah, it is.
Playing on the road in Dalhousie, it's a hell of a trip. Coming back home, facing your bitter rivals, second place, LC Puck Duck Hawks.
I think the Hawks. I've mentioned this a few times, where the Hawks have teams that embarrass them. And the Hawks they probably have this marked down on the calendar. And the Hawks are the type of team that if you've embarrassed them, payback. Am I saying it's going to happen? Yes. Could it go the other way? 100%. It could. But I have the Hawks. You have the Hawks. Final game of the week, Dalhousie in the Peninsula.
I've got the Peninsula.
I also have the Peninsula because
in Trackety.
I think there's something has to give. And I think Miramichi's on a high right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing better than people thought they would. A lot of people had them falling dead last and not being anything. They've proven everybody completely wrong. I think Dalhousie is starting to find their legs. I stink. I do smell pretty bad, actually. I think Dalhousie, they're still a little fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Just there's still a piece missing. I don't know what it is, but there's a piece missing. Don't ask me what it is, but there's a piece missing in Dalhousie.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the games for the week.
All the games for the week. I have Miramichi, Amherst, Dalhousie, Elsie, Puckduck, and the Peninsula. Corey has the Peninsula, Amherst, Bucktouche, Elsie, and the Peninsula. So,
see how it all rolls out.
If the Peninsula loses twice, Corey Robichaud is the bad luck charm now.
I fall back a little bit closer, not quite to where you are, but a little closer, if that happens.
So, next up is the goals and points leaders after week 5. So, goals leader, we have a tie again. Luke Williams and Logan Timmins both have 8 goals, which leads the league.
Logan Timmins is like quietly doing this.
Yeah.
Luke Williams is like abashedly hat tricks and 4-goal games. They're coming in bunches.
Yeah.
But Logan Timmins is just slowly chipping a goal a game here.
And one of the reasons that is the forwards point leader. Patrice Carmier leads the league with 13 points.
Yeah, guy can feed a puck for sure.
Mm-hmm. The defenseman points leader, Tommy Bezzo, with 8 points.
Impressive, man.
Yep.
Player of the week this week for us.
Yep.
All players of the week this week, all 3 of those guys.
Except for the goalie. The goalie wins still goes to Alex Collette. He adds 1 more. He has 6 wins on the season.
Still can't get over that game in Bucktouche. What a game. My God, the comeback.
The comeback. And you saw the entire thing. You saw it from A, B, C, D. And D being the overtime win.
The overtime, yeah.
I saw the third period and the overtime. I never saw the Peninsula put a puck in the back of the net that night. So a lot of people were like, "Stop going to games late. If they're gonna win, stay home, boy."
Yeah, Peninsula looked really good in that second period. My God, no lack of talent on that team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a Peninsula missing some guys, right?
Yes.
They didn't have Lucien Carl Saunier. They didn't have Kelsey Tessier. I don't know. Matters. Yeah, it's still early. I think in a couple of weeks we'll be able to do our mid-season. Who's surprising us? Who's surprising us in what way? We'll have some fun with that in a few weeks. But right now, I can tell you that, man, all these teams are starting to heat up a little bit. I really do think that teams that have been losing a fair bit of games are just right on the cusp of flipping that over and starting to pick up some wins here.
Now, speaking of teams winning and losing, last week we didn't do this. Even on the TikTok, I didn't do this because it was a little confusing because things had been changed. And we didn't know at the time about the Amherst Elsie game that is a forfeit win for Elsie, where the Ducks had actually won that game. So now that we know the standings after week 5 goes like this. In first place is the Bucktouche JCs with 8 wins, 1 loss, no overtime loss, 16 points. Now that's impressive, right?
It's impressive. They haven't lost since week 1.
That's 9 games played. They have 2 games played more than the number 2 team. The Elsie Buckduck Hawks are now 5-2-0 with 10 points. So they're the only 2 double-digit teams in points. In the third place, we have the Miramichi Northmen, 4-2-1 for 9 points. They're just 1 behind Elsie. So,
also 7 games played. So the JCs have played a lot so far this year.
Yes, they have. The next 2 are tied. Just one has to go in front of the other, but they are both in 4th and 5th place. The Dalhousie Marauders, 2-4-1 for 5 points. Péninsule Acadienne, Les Corsaires, 2-4-1 as well for 5 points. Dead last is the Amherst Ducks with 1-6-0 for 2 points.
It's really kind of surprising, to be honest with you. If you'd have told me before the season that the Ducks would be in last place, the JCs would be this far ahead, and the Hawks would be in second place, and Miramichi in third, I don't know that I would have believed you.
Yeah. The Peninsula, the bottom three teams, I think, are the most surprising. All the teams are surprising now that I'm saying that, because, until the JCs made all these signings and all these superstars coming in, a lot of people were saying like them and Miramichi probably the two bottom team. Even some hockey players that we talked to, not going to name names, they said Amherst basically has a mini NHL team right there. And, a lot of people were writing off the Hawks. Some people are still writing off the Miramichi Northmen. Dalhousie, is it the winning the cup curse? I don't know. Only 2 wins on the season. It's still early, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, it all starts in January. It all starts at the playoffs. Oh,
yeah. It does. But these standings, to me, for week 5, that is just surprising. It's almost unreal.
Yeah, it's a little surprising. Our predictions are not great.
No.
My mother looks like a savant, though, picking the JCs. So
your mother and your sister.
We're just going to let those ones host the podcast next year.
There you go.
It's my plan. Corey, pretty good standings, pretty surprising. What else? What do we have coming up?
That's all I have on my notepad.
So we have Tracy Zamboni reviews. So we're gonna finish this episode with Tracy Zamboni reviews. Get out to some games this weekend. You'll see us around the league. We're gonna be at a few games. I don't know who's going to what games or what's going on yet, but we'll be out there.
Are we live streaming any games this weekend?
We're live streaming Sunday in Bucktouche.
So a big shout out. I don't think we've ever mentioned him on the podcast. Bear Force.
Yeah.
Always on the streams. Big shout out to you, buddy.
Always commenting on the episodes.
Always commenting. This guy or girl, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know who you are. We don't know who you are.
Let us know who you are. We're interested in knowing who you are.
We're just gonna call you Bear Force, though. We're fine with Bear Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody for supporting us. But
BF for short.
What?
BF for short. Bear Force.
Perfect. Thanks to everyone for supporting us, but a special shout out to Bear Force for all the support. It means a lot to us, and we really do enjoy. My favorite thing about when we do live streams. So live streams this weekend. If you can't get out to any games on Friday night, you'll be able to watch the Miramichi Northmen in Miramichi against the Peninsula from Roxanne Merrill Young. On Saturday, you'll be able to see the Miramichi Northmen on the road in Amherst. High Button Sports will have that game. We'll have the Bucktouche versus El Spuktuk game on Sunday. So lots of live streams. But yeah, thanks to everybody that comes into our chats during a live stream and keeps it lively, talks it up with us. It makes it a lot more fun on our side to do the live stream. So
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hells yeah.
All right, we're going to throw Tracy's Zamboni reviews. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for following us and your support. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right, welcome to Tracy's Zamboni reviews.
Zamboni review.
That's something.
Yeah.
You only got to one game this weekend, I think, Tracy, and then like a period in Bucktouche.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were in the game in El Spuktuk.
But you were a trackety.
I was. So Zamboni and trackety. This is not related to Zamboni reviews, but it's an aside and a note that's worth making. The Zamboni and trackety has the same advertisements as the Zamboni and Chippegan, that badass looking Ford truck.
Mm-hmm. F-150.
Yeah, and the guy that was driving the Zamboni, I think it was second intermission, he missed a pretty good size patch, and he did a little spin
Ooh.
And circled back and got it, but it really made the ice
He
look
went
weird.
back.
He went back and got it, yeah.
That's impressive.
Adam Story was with me at that game, Adam
Yep.
Kristen, and Adam was like, oh, Tracy would have liked that.
I'm sorry I missed it. But I am excited about the conspiracy theory that
Conspiracy.
You don't remember our conversation in the car,
I do
right?
remember it, but you told me you wouldn't tell me the conspiracy because you didn't want to...
But you also
spoil
didn't
it.
set up the conspiracy theory. So that was me prompting you.
I don't remember what the setup was, I'll be honest with you. It was it's been far. It's been a week.
The
folks.
Zamboni in Tracadie is what?
Ford?
The same as the Zamboni in Shippigan.
The same as the one in Shippigan, yeah.
Right down to the sponsor wrap.
Yeah.
So, I bet they take the Zamboni from one arena to the other.
You think they share Zamboni between an arena 40 minutes away?
Listen, they share the Corsairs.
That's accurate. That's fair. That's fair. One Zamboni, 2 arenas. You heard it here first.
Prove me wrong.
I don't know how the hell they're going to do that. Colby's coming to join the episode
Hi,
tonight.
Coco. You want this cookie? Don't tell Dad. He'll be mad at me.
What? Anyway, all right. Colby's eating cookies. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Yes, but then not Saturday, but Sunday came around, and I started my day at the Kent North Arena.
Kent North Center, yeah. Kent North Imperial Center.
Yes.
We always have a good time there. Good rink.
Yeah.
The Hawks are having a heck of a year so far. They're looking really good.
Yep, absolutely. It was a hard-hitting game.
Dalhousie and the Hawks is always so fun to watch. Right? All right, so what do you think of the Zambonis at the Kent North?
All right, so we're starting at the first intermission. Not the same driver as last time I reviewed the Zamboni. Different driver. Okay. He's the driver that backs up almost halfway down the rink.
Yeah, he backs to the center line, right?
Yep. And then he goes fast throughout the rink, which, whatever. It happens. I did notice that it is a brand name, like Zamboni brand.
Zamboni.
Zamboni. Like how there's a Band-Aid brand, but everybody calls Band-Aids,
Every
bandage is
a Band-Aid?
Yeah.
Every Zamboni is not actually a Zamboni.
Right. We just had the Ford F-150. So this Boni is an actual Boni.
Nice.
Yes, I thought that was pretty impressive. I'll be honest with you, I was a little distracted during the intermission with other podcast duties, to the point that Corey Votor texted me and said, "Keep an eye on the Zamboni and do your job."
Good job, Corey.
So I had kind words for him.
I can only imagine.
Yes. Second intermission, though, I noticed there was a lot of water, and he missed a spot. I did notice that there was a pump on the Boni, but it wasn't as loud as the JK. So if you remember from last week, I talked about how loud that pump was. There was like a ding, ding, ding. Anyway, not here. Probably because it's Zamboni brand, I assume. I did also notice that although Boni driver had a helper person, he shoveled his own refuge.
His own load.
Yeah, well.
His own offload.
I don't know. I didn't know if that's
I know
disgusting.
The helper is the one that sets up the nets in Richmond.
Yeah. No skates, though.
No.
And no helmet, which is a safety concern. But who am I?
And you do have a background in Joint Hill Safety Committees.
I do. Been part of one.
Dark days.
Not part of another one. Yes, because everybody likes the person coming around telling them to be safe. Yeah. So by the time I got to Bucktouche with Corey Votor, which was an interesting drive.
Tell me more about that drive.
No.
Okay. When you got there, the Zamboni was pretty much done for the second intermission, yeah?
Yeah. I will say, though, Corey Votor is an excellent driver.
Yes. Okay.
In case anybody was wondering.
Questionable music choices.
Well, we didn't listen to music.
He doesn't listen to music when he drives at all.
I can respect that.
I don't know if I can.
Sometimes I just like the quiet.
I don't.
I know.
I know you know. So in Bucktouche, it looked like that new Zamboni.
Yeah.
And
that's what you were saying.
Yeah. Red on the sides, no advertisements yet. Probably something they're going to add on here this week, I bet, or next week.
Oh, I mean, so you're saying there's a spot for the podcast.
for the right dollar amount that we do not have. This is a spot for the podcast. Imagine that.
Subscribe if you haven't yet. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the videos.
Let's watch
Keep it on silent. Turn your volume down. Just let the videos run.
That's good advice. And get YouTube Premium, and then watch all of our videos on YouTube Premium.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about ads.
Yeah, no ads. Just the sweet, sweet voice of Corey Vautour.
Again, I say, turn the volume down.
The sweet, sweet voice of Corey Vautour. Imagine that, man, that'd be great. But yeah, no, new Zamboni and Bucktouche. Very nice Zamboni. I'm looking forward to you seeing it on Sunday. I think you'll be there at the Hawks JC's game this Sunday.
I would not miss that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So is that about all we have for this review?
Well, I did watch the Amherst game on High Button Sports, and just a reminder for those of you, all of the Ducks games are streamed on the High Button Sports website, which we generally link to. So make sure you press that link button so you can watch it yourself. But they didn't get the memo that they're supposed to follow the Zamboni around. So I did notice that it was the same driver as the original Zamboni route. The one who started it all. He was.
Special place in our heart. Maybe we should try to get an interview with him one day.
That would be exciting.
You could interview him, maybe?
Maybe. I do hope that he did the Tokyo Drift around the corner. And did you know, I just found this out myself, but it's not a surprise, Tokyo Drift is the least successful movie in that franchise. It's also the last movie I stopped watching. Not in general, but just
from that
with those.
Franchise, you haven't watched one of the Fast and the Furious movies?
No.
Rest in peace, Paul Walker. Just throw that out there. So that's what all we've got, Tracy. You're heading to PEI this weekend, so you'll be missing the Friday game for sure. Probably the Saturday game, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If we go to Amherst or not.
Yeah. It's a quick one-night trip to Charlottetown. Oh. Yay for work.
There you go. Money.
We like money. Yeah. So please like and subscribe.
All right. Thanks for your time, Tracy, and we will see you next week.
Stay fresh.
Cheese bags?
Yeah.
You're trying to... Bye.